Let's get organized. Nuri Castillo Crawford, Director. Number one, teach multiple ways to prioritize. The goal here is to find organizational tools that fit your team's needs and skills. For example, projects can be organized by due date or by time needed or how hard or easy they are. Some of our kids get really stressed out, just like adults. So sometimes it's great to be able to help them think out what is less stressful, right? Do we finish the hard projects or the easy projects first so we can check it off our list? Or is it just better to go by projects based on a deadline? So communication here is super important. Try to get to know our kids and what stresses them the most and how they can be organized. Secondly, we can help teach our kids how to divide and conquer. So keeping deadlines for long-term projects from creeping up. This is big projects, tests, semester end exams, etc. So let's show our kids how to break up projects into smaller ones, more manageable pieces. We can use words like first, next, and last to help categorize the tasks. So let's say they have a book to read for one of their language arts class. You can look at how many pages the book has and then divide that up between the days that your child has, and then say, okay, assign X number of pages per day. And sometimes that helps versus having to read a 350-page book. You could read 20 pages for 2 weeks or however long it takes. This one to me is super important, designating a place for study materials. And if you were one of the first 100 parents that picked up the supplies or the swag bag, you got a little pouch with some basic school supplies. And so let's encourage our kids to keep their pens, paper, computer, calculators, dictionaries, and other supplies together. So you won't be looking for a pencil or an eraser for that matter. And it's always great, if possible, to have a pouch for a home and one for school. And that way it doesn't get lost in transition. It doesn't get left at school when you need it the most at home. So congratulations if you got a free pouch with some supplies, but even if you didn't, it's a great idea to just organize one. And you can find pouches everywhere. You can find them at the dollar store, and you can also find them at Target or Amazon, depending on how much you want to spend. Model organization skills. The goal here is to learn how to get organized by seeing the skills in action. So keep a family calendar and a to-do list to model planning ahead and making lists. And I personally live off of a to-do list. And yes, I live off a calendar too, but having a daily to-do list keeps me organized. And that way I can check off things that I've done or cross it out. The whiteboard. Some people might not be able to see the use of a whiteboard, but many of us are visual beings, and so we need to be able to visualize what we're having to do or what we're working on. So helping make a to-do list on your whiteboard, map out some thoughts for an assignment, or even write down things that you need to remember are great to put on a whiteboard. If you have it on a location that is a family oriented, like a kitchen, it not only helps your kid, but as a parent, it helps you remember what your kid is working on. So having a big whiteboard somewhere in your house, again, somewhere where everybody can see it, is a good idea. And planners, people might think these are old school and we did these like in the 80s or whatever, but I think planners still are a great way to keep on schedule and stay on track. And again, there are varied prices and varied different versions of planners. You can get them at the dollar store, and you can also get them at an Office Depot. So depending how much you want to spend, but most planners have a calendar, and they also have blank sheets for you to write your to-do list. And it's a great way to keep organized. Also remember, the more you write things down, the more likely you are to remember them. So it's a great way to help our kids not only write it on the whiteboard, but also write it on their agenda and keep their agenda with them. And so helping them remember to write down their homework from the class, from each class. And these are great skills that can carry them all the way through college and even adulthood. Last but not least, ask about the plan of attack. Make sure that your team knows how to prioritize the steps for getting an assignment done. Let's not assume that they get it, that they understand, that they know what we've told them. It's always a great idea to just sit down and listen and have them kind of reiterate to us what we've talked to them about and what they know about planning. You can definitely guide them and help them refine their steps and the ways that they're going to help themselves remember of tasks. But definitely listen to your child, and not only about this, right? Not only about organization, but children, especially now amidst the pandemic, need a lot of attention and patience and a lot of love. So try to help your child by listening to them and without judgment, helping them refine their map of getting organized.